let's talk about DeAndre Hopkins, who said he wanted to go to a team with a stable quarterback or a stable coaching staff, and he wanted to go to a team with a championship defense, and he chose the Titans. No, hey, look, you're laughing.
Yeah.
And you're laughing. You're laughing. You're laughing.
I'm not the only one, by the way.
Let me put a little bit of respect on the Titans name, and I understand I've said that the wrong way, but let me just put a little bit of respect on what's going on in Tennessee. Mike Vrabel is the coach of the year in the National Football League, one season removed. He didn't forget how to do it. And last year, the Titans, we all know, fell off a cliff. But they, like my Jets, had major quarterback issues. And it was just 2 playoff seasons ago that Ryan Tannehill did have that 4th seat at the AFC Final Four table, divisional playoff weekend table, that we've been talking about for 2 seasons now. That you've got our friends in Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow having 3 of those 4 seats, and we're assuming they're going to have that situation again this year, and we all know the problem with assuming. But last year it was Trevor Lawrence who had the seat because the Jaguars made that run to overtake the Titans, who had a dreadful quarterback scenario, and the kid from Liberty, Malik Willis, who wasn't ready to play. And they turned to Joshua Dobbs in the last 2 weeks of the season, trying to make the playoffs with Dobbs. Tannehill's back, people. Tannehill is back, and
is that supposed to be inspirational?
Hold on a second. You could do a whole lot worse than Tannehill, DeAndre Hopkins, and Derrick Henry.
That's true.
That's not bad.
Yeah, you can also do a whole lot better.
No, I know. I understand that.
Fair, high register.
I understand that. I understand it. But he wanted to get paid, clearly. And the Titans were willing to get him in the neighborhood of Odell Beckham Jr.'s contract. And it appears it's 2 years, $26 million. He can get up to $15 million this year with incentives. And whatever those incentives are, as long as he stays healthy and Derrick Henry provides that rushing attack that we're all expecting him to provide, and Tannehill stays healthy, one would think Hopkins is going to make that money. And the Titans needed him, folks. Did you know, prior to DeAndre Hopkins' agreement in principle and signing, did you know who on the Titans team had the most career receiving touchdowns? Did you know, again, who in the Titans organization, I'm giving hints with the way I'm phrasing it,
talking currently,
had the most currently?
Mike Vrabel.
Correct. The coach.
8 for 8.
And you want to include playoffs? It was 12.
Hey.
Mike Vrabel, the coach, the linebacker, who is Brady's favorite gimmick touchdown maker.
This is not helping your argument.
What I'm saying is they needed him. No, I'm saying they needed him. And in the same way that the Ravens needed, the same way that the Ravens needed to get Odell Beckham Jr. in the fold, not only for Lamar to see that they mean business about changing the way that they're operating on offense while Lamar was still out in the cold, having another voice look into the camera and say, Lamar, come in from the cold, other than anyone in management, and to give the impression to the rest of the free agent world, the rest of the wide receiver world. Guess what? We are not the end of the line here. We are not the place where you go to get no catches, the place where you go to not get yours. We're flipping the script. So we'll pay Odell more than what you think he is worth, because he's worth more to us. Same thing with DeAndre Hopkins and this Titans team. Did they desperately need him? Now, your point, TJ, is this team with DeAndre Hopkins might just be pouring a glass of wine in their ocean of mediocrity. It's a little glass of water. Just putting in a bucket of water. It just doesn't make any difference. It gets lost. And, the Titans, as you know, and their fan base in Tennessee, they soak in that disrespect. They soak that stuff in. So now the battle is joined a little bit better by the Titans. They can tell their fan base, we're trying to win. They did know they had a problem at that position, and they spent it on the best player available at the position, DeAndre Hopkins. Is he going to be Julio Jones plus? Is he going to be the D-Hop that we all have come to know and see? The guy who gets his feet in every single time? The guy who grabs every pass? Can he actually be better than what we've seen in Arizona the last couple of years?
And Rich, can I preface this by saying a lot of this is me being bitter because he didn't sign with my team, so that's why I'm kind of upset.
Right.
But he is everything that we think he is.
No, and I know, but you on the Cowboys did not want to or can't because you got to pay some other guys. You can't pay him what the Titans just did. No, and he went to go find a spot where he feels he can win, maybe not win it all, but don't tell that to the Tennessee Titans as they start camp this week. But we as fans looking at it, and we're talking about the AFC East, the way that's constructed with Rodgers in it now and Mahomes, as we're learning, is the red ass who basically screams at Max Crosby, you messed with the wrong MFer. You're like, where did that kid come from?
Multiple times.
He's been there the whole time. Okay. We're assuming Denver's improved. We're assuming Deshaun Watson and the Browns are going to improve. We're assuming the Ravens are going to be better. We're assuming Burrow's going to be Burrow. And
Steelers are going to pick it up.
Right. And you put it all together, and sure enough, boom. The Titans just didn't make much of a difference. They just reshuffled their AFC South deck chair. And I get it. I understand it. They needed him. They got to pay him. And the question is, what happened in New England? Why didn't he go there? Did New England not pony up for him? Did he not really consider them? Were the Patriots just something to go ahead and create a market where the Titans had to pony up? Is that what happened? Did he have no intention of signing there? Was he interested in that? How did the Patriots woo him? What happened? Because they could use him too, unless they're just going to go into the season with their usual, which is opportunistic defense, special teams that makes you make the mistake, situationally smarter than you, running backs for days, and a quarterback who, shrug emoji in year 3, we're assuming Bill O'Brien makes him better. Who are you going to be, as we heard last week from Damian Woody on Friday, circling in a defensive meeting saying this guy can't beat you? Is it Juju Smith-Schuster? Is it Devontae Parker? I'll tell you what, if they had DeAndre Hopkins, you'd be circling him. And in this AFC East that is vastly improved, can the Patriot way get them to where they want to go? And that's essentially, with DeAndre Hopkins choosing Tennessee and Vrabel and what they have cooking over New England, is it just the money? Why didn't New England pony up the money if they could have used him? They're not as desperate. Like, for instance, Belichick, as of today, doesn't have the most receiving touchdowns of anybody on the team.
That's funny.
As Tennessee had with Vrabel until DeAndre Hopkins signed, right? So, by the way, anyone wants to know, he's 60 clear of Vrabel career touchdown receptions, 72-12. Hopkins over Vrabel. But what I'm saying is everything that I just said, can the Patriot way be the way for the Patriots to show they still have what it takes to win a division when you've got Buffalo, the Jets, and Miami having, on paper, for sure, a much more explosive situation than what New England's bringing to the table when they play you in 2023? And if not, is this really a clock that could strike midnight for Bill Belichick in New England? Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.